Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Not gonna lie, I'm in a bit of a giddy mood. And based on the title of this, I think you can take a guess as to why. Also, I have a firm idea of what the thumbnail as well is gonna be at this stage. So yeah, super hyped. That's like the main thing I want to talk about, but like, ooh, I didn't even set this to the right page. Where were we? Oh no, that's too many pages. There we are. Just right. Like it's a Goldilocks story. Anywho, for those wondering about the WandaVision, unproductive week. That happens sometimes. And that's okay. Don't get yourself down if you don't achieve as much as you hope to in a week. Like, all that's gonna do is make it harder to do it in the first place. Just do the best you can within any given time frame. And if you don't live up to it, don't be too hard on yourself. Just try again. No. God, is there anything else I want to say? No, let's just get into this. Like, I want to be a bit quicker this time. It's like, but not too quick, not over 10 minutes. So this is an audio ramble that will take up about minus the minute 10. Well, me thinking about it's just going to add to that. So let's get into it. Episode 4. Oh, yeah. Like, first thing, wide shot Wakanda. Looked kind of bad, but then again, like I said, like Disney Plus takes a minute to warm up. An actual minute of running, not just pause and wait a minute. So the first shots always look bad. Oh, I mean, but I wanted this. No worry. Yeah, so I just wanted to add these for style. Also for the sensitive eyes, so sometimes the light gets me, so. Not, well, maybe after a bit, but right now I just wanted style. Anywho, like I said, Wakanda looked bad. Might have just been the surface in of itself that was cheap, but then again, it could have also just been the graphics, because like there wasn't a super long shot, you know, a wide shot of Wakanda. It went by quickly. God, I can't remember her name. I really like her when she appears within the MCU, but like I just can't remember the name for the life of me. Yeah, we see a scene of her and what's it? Bucky just like training. Training to be resistant to the mind control that was put on the Hydra. I don't know. Like on the one hand, I like her. Like I have admitted with that, but like not being that much of like a central protagonist or like kind of like a Doctor Who-esque jack of all trades, master of a lot of them because of the protagonist. It's like she's already like something chief of security or whatever within Wakanda, whatever that equivalent is. Oh, incredible badass fighter, and now is a thoroughly trained expert in deprogramming people. I don't know, like I could buy like counseling for warriors and whatnot, but like specifically deprogramming them is a lot more. But hey, we're not there too long, and it's just like a callback to see like it was a tough thing for him to get over and involved him putting a lot of trust into her. Where were we? Yeah, and that's an intense beginning. So, debate. I do love this. Like, the show does go into debate of ideology and politics, whatnot, between characters, so you can understand where they are and what the mindset is, how they think and operate. And to be frank, that is a delight for me. I can see it reflecting, but it reflects in the other glasses as well, so meh. Like, it is a delight for me in this show just to pass through the psychology of the characters. So I do love it when they get into these debates. I can't remember. I think the first one. God, now the second two times they do it was very potent and like they mirror each other. But the first time, I can't remember what it's about. The ideology of like super soldiers. Now is that the second time? Dang, I was happy at it to begin with, but then it happened. I should have. Well, ideology, I think, because the other times was like politics and the bases of super soldiers. So, maybe just talking about the Flag Smashers. Oh, well, I remember liking it. The specifics has escaped me at this moment. Oh, yeah, like, they then go to, like, the last known location of the Flag Smashers, start asking around, and it's like this, oh, they're outsiders, we gotta get away from them, we can't talk to them. And then it's like, the effort they take to get away from them, it's like they're trying to escape a fart in the room, as opposed to, like, someone who could destroy their entire lives, you know? It just doesn't feel as intense as it should. It doesn't have the gravity of why they're trying to get away from Sam, you know? It just, they should have been a bit quick on their feet to really hammer that home. Oh yeah, Zemo, pretty great in this episode. Really did enjoy him. He has a nice little scene of psychological manipulation with some kids, just offering them some candy and then lying about Sam and whatnot to just keep leverage so he doesn't get sent away to Wakanda or just taken by them, which he is informed about prior. So should mention it, not that relevant. Anywho, where were we? No, I only went to the little things don't hold up, because they deliberately see him have the child whisper something in his ear, and it's like they don't follow up on it when he says, nah, it was nothing. Like, there's just little things in this TV show that don't hold up as well as opposed to the movies. And I can't tell if it's just because, like, the movies just have less happen in them due to runtime, or if it's like a production thing. I just can't tell, but like, it's noticeable. And it's not massive flaws, it's just the littlest things that just more politics. We then get into the debate of like, would you take a super soldier serum? Sam immediately says no, and then they get into the debate about like how that power corrupts people. That doesn't have really, I think the first two do blend together, because like first one is like never really was like another Captain America, another Steve Rogers, despite Steve himself not being corrupted by the power. Oh god, yeah. And then like Sam turns it around on Zemo then, saying these people should not exist, and he's like saying, oh, it's defies nature, God's intention. And it's like, you're talking like a god, deciding who gets wiped out, you know? And that is a good point. Like, it's a very authoritarian approach. Like, it's an understandable fear of this threat, but like at the same time, it's kind of like the difference between someone owning a gun and actively trying to like open fire on someone. They're not an inherent threat just because they possess something. Possess. So, wait. Hidey hole, dyslexia. Yeah, I'm just baffled. We see where they were hiding out the super soldiers serum, the Flag Smashers, and it's still a hidey hole built into a grave, and I'm like, how did you establish that? Did someone just happen to die and you built the graves, or like, did somebody know about that from the before times? What? How did that little hidey hole get there? They have to like push in a brick, then pull up a panel on the grave, and they don't bother closing off. So, but like, how did they know about it? How did they get that? I am baffled by that. Boop. Ah, yes. Sam wants to try engaging with her, you know, try and talk her out. He does get a good turnaround about like how what's it, extremist she ends up being. You know, she says the line, "I'd kill them again if I had to." And like once you go there, it's like even she does. Oh wait, what am I saying? No, not like that. Like, she doesn't have a wake up moment. She just realizes she's going a bit too far. Still not realizing. You know, she's viewing it as an optics game, and she just had a slip up as opposed to admitting the fundamental flaw of our ideology. Yeah, and then she just again, because she thinks it was just a slip up instead of a flaw, and then goes back into like how they were happy to be around when they needed help, but then as soon as everyone came back, they were like on the back step, you know? Kicked out the back door of the bathwater, you know? Just what I wrote down, the impoverished will rise up and fight back. And like when you're pushed down on people hard enough, and they don't got much else going for them, rising up is the best option. Because like when you don't make death look that bad, when they don't have too much to lose, they're willing to lose. So, on to the next page. I wrote these in the wrong order, but yeah, Sam's a good talker. That is why I said, like, he does manage to make a good emotional connection for her. Before, like, US agent starts losing it, is completely impatient, getting a bit obsessed with everything that's happening, and just wants to barge on in. And then he does, like a dumbass, and kind of ruins most of the connection Sam was establishing with, like, I think, Carly? Can't remember. Then we have a nice little superhero chase between Bucky and Carly. It doesn't go on for long. When I started writing, I thought, oh, this is going to be a thing. And it wasn't, but still, got to see them jump about a lot. And then Carly loses Sam and Bucky, but Zemo's gotten away by himself with a gun and attacks her. Then he finds that superhuman serum, super soldier serum, and follows through on his ideology. Ideology? Meh. And starts destroying it, just every single one, when she was hoping to make more people like her, you know? Like, and it was a great scene. He was just giving it his all to wreck through everyone before being knocked out by US agent and follows through the character, pockets the last one left. I think we all know what happens to that. Now, oh yes, then like they have a little spat between US agent and Bucky and Sam and all that about Zemo. Then like the Wakanda Royal Guard come in, and it's like, we have jurisdiction wherever we are, and that's not how jurisdiction works. And there's a difference between being badass and being a jerk. And I don't know, this entire fight scene was unflattering for them. I know they suffered a great loss, as well as denting their pride, but like, too much, you know? It's a step too far. It's not good PR. It's not good PR. It's not good optics. I think a little bit less of them, especially because, like, I don't know if, Zemo steps out during the fight. It's the coyest thing. It's like he's going to the bathroom, just a little look with the doors partly opened, then closes them, locks it, pulls an El Chapo to get away from that fight. But like, back to the thing I wanted to mention, the one of like, I cannot remember her name. Deactivates Bucky's arm, you know, and it just drops down, not operational for a few minutes, you know, whilst there's a huge fight going on. Because like at first, like US agent just kind of oversteps his bounds, gets into fight with them, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna take this to 11 and kill them. And it's like, okay, we're just gonna stop in to prevent that, and then it escalates into a fight, and then she thus deactivates the arm. And like, I could see that being a feature temporarily, so he still has mobility, but you know, whilst deprogramming him, he doesn't pose as much of a threat. I understand that being a reasonable safety measure, that you just don't tell about him, because like once he goes under, he'd still have that information and can, you know, fight with it, whereas you can take him by surprise with it if things go wrong. Like, that's good. But once he is deprogrammed, and making him keep the arm with that integral flaw in it that you can take advantage of, is a massive betrayal of his trust. And that just ain't okay with me. Like, that's I'm not gonna lie, I still like her, but I think less of her now. Where were we? Temptation of power. God. We then get the inverse scene that we had with Sam, where, you know, a US agent is talking with his friend. I cannot remember what his name is. Oh, dang it. Dang it. God. Yeah, well, he's talking with him about it, and they're kind of like on the pro side of having the superpower, because like they can do a lot more in the position they're in, and like we also get some establishment of the character, like that is tragically still relevant. I think they were hoping it would be dated when they first came up with the character, but nope. But then again, I don't know his history that well, but still. Anyhow, Afghanistan got medals honors for that, but he ain't happy about that. He don't think he did too much honorable, and he thinks this is his shot, being Captain America, to do something truly honorable. And like he's hyper obsessed with it. And yeah, basically his friend says, yeah, but if he had that serum, we could have saved a lot of people back in Afghanistan. We could have done a lot of good. And that's kind of like the clincher there for him. He just, after that scene, he takes it. Oh, also, Kylie's a narcissist. Like, this is... It's just a lure to get Sam and Bucky to her so they can try and kill the Captain America, you know, US agent, as a symbol. But, you know, she basically gets in contact with Sam's sister and, talks with her, neat character moments between them, but ends with her threatening her. But like the line I took away was like, oh, I like you. You remind me of myself. Hence why I wrote that down. That was not good. I can't tell if it's a slip of the character or a hint at true intentions or just being complex. Either way, I do love everything that's happening. Oh yeah, and speaking of luring away so he can be killed, you know what's gonna happen to his friend as soon as you get there, and you know he's gonna be mad. I even had to go back and underline it because, oh boy, does he get mad. And there's a lot of good action throughout this episode. It's like one of the best so far for it, not just gunplay, but like actual hand-to-hand combat, which is a delight to witness, like throughout all of it. And yeah, anyhow, his friend dies predictably, but like it's intense. It's like they have him US agent restrained. Carly wants to go in for the kill. He got taken hostage ages ago, but managed to get free and intercepts. And Carly just like one massive punch to the chest. He hits a pillar, dead on arrival. Before he even touches the ground, you know there's no life in his body. And it is intense. And it's just like, you see US agents struggling to process the information for a moment or so. Like he's just dumbfounded, and before it all clicks and realize what's happened. And he just flings himself right out the window. Smashes down on a truck. Carly has managed to give him the slip, but he's found another flag smasher and chases him down. Wants information, but at that stage, he's just lost it. His best friend has been brutally murdered for saving him in front of him. And all the feeling of helplessness, of inadequacy, just boils up in that moment once he catches up with this flag smasher. And he just goes at it. And like they don't want to go like a full R rating, but you can see on the blood on the shield, you see the way he's hitting him. He has beheaded this man. And like that is so extra. I love it. Oh, it's like you thought, oh, you can only go to 11, and he takes it to G-ding 15. I love it. And that's the end. That's what it ends on. And that's such an intense ending And I think there's only going to be 5 episodes of this, because like I saw titles about the last trailer of this show going around, but like that could just be they're not putting out any more promotional material because like they've already hinted at everything they want to, or today or tomorrow, whatever. It's like just going to be the last episode. So yeah, it was an intense episode. I love how it ended. Like, truly loved how it ended. Was ecstatic by that, and I was there for all the character interactions throughout this episode. Like, WandaVision, I'd said it before, steady high, loved it throughout. Was kind of meh-ish about the show in the first episode, but every episode since, I have gotten more and more hyped for it. Like, it just gets better and better. So, like, if you're watching this and thinking, I don't know, I didn't really like the first episode, just give the second episode a little bit of a shot. You don't have to stick around for the end of the whole episode if you're not feeling it, or even go for it if you're pretty sure you're not gonna like the show at all after the first episode. Like, if you're on the fence about it, give it a shot. You don't have to stick the whole way through if you don't like it. I'm just telling you, like, episode 2 on, it got better and better for me, and I am ecstatic with this episode. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna wrap. Dang it! Still 20 minutes. Oh well, I'm abbreviating like 50 minutes of content. So, also rambling a bit, so. Yeah. Anything not covered about the answer? A streaming channel. I stream. Third VTuber. Makes me happy. Just juggling the 2 channels at the moment to see how these things work out. I need to get better at doing more content for this channel, but I'm doing it because it makes me happy. Anywho. Nothing else I can think of, so I guess it's time to go to the outro. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time. Be sure to like, comment, share the video about the place, and to subscribe. And also, if you're feeling exceptionally generous, take a look at my Patreon. Thank you very much for your time. Ta-ta, Wiedersehen, until we meet again.